26 degrees. Crossed on the ground, heading out to a pond I never fished. It's pretty close. What's good, YouTube? This is Travis with Virginia Highlands Outdoors, and I'm bringing you another episode of Appalachian Bassin. And we're actually doing some December pond fishing. This was December 2nd, and it was actually 26 degrees when I left the house. It was cold. You can see there's frost on the ground, and you know, it was chilly. So my main tactic, I've never really fished this pond ever, so my main tactic was just to try and fill out the pond, see what was what, see what it looked like. I had 3 rods, one with a black spinnerbait with a Colorado blade, one with a black Cinco, and the other one with a jerkbait. Now, a lot of times when you hear people talk about fishing with spinnerbaits in the winter, they say, you know, target deep water. I'm telling you right now, that is, don't believe it.
Oh no, he come off. That was huge.
That fish right there that I just lost, he was a monster, and let me tell you, he was only in about 12 inches of water. Now watch this wave coming up behind this. It's like a shark coming up behind it, and he about ripped this pole out of my hand. But hey, that's fishing. Now I did try a few more casts on this fish to see if he would come back and take it, but I guess he got sore-lipped and he just didn't want to play anymore after that. So, but that's the way it goes, you know. So, but we know he's in there. So another day, you know, another cast. That's all it takes. Now this pond has a really interesting layout. It has a lot of good structure out in the pond. There's some rocks, trees, logs laying on the edge. There's hydrilla growing around the shallow side. And then the other side across from me is really deep. And as you can see there, we got some ducks flying in. They come and hung out with me, so that was kind of cool. It really is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful pond. There's like I said, there's good structure along the edge. There's a little creek that kind of runs in, adds a little channel in the middle, which is kind of cool. But which is right beside it. I don't even think any bites there. But we keep moving on down the bank, just searching. Like I said, this was my first time there, and I only had like 30-40 minutes before work, so I was just trying to hammer some cast out, cover water the best as I could, just to try and locate them for future fishing episodes. Now, by me trying to cover water pretty quick, I actually made a big mistake here by not casting along the bank, you know, at a better angle here. I was just trying to move up and check, you know, along the edge here slightly, but not as thoroughly as I should have. Because what happens after this cast, I walk up just a little bit more, and on this next cast, I actually spook a fish that's laying right in front of me that I didn't even see. I mean, it's amazing how they can blend in. And like I said, you can see the bottom there. It's just a few inches of water. And I think the reason the bass are on this side is the way the sun is coming up and hitting that edge. And, you know, so the shallow water's not really affecting them, you know, like you would think. Now, maybe in January they'll probably hit it deep once the pond starts to freeze, but it was cold. It was 26-degree air temp, and it was probably at least 30 something water temperature, so it was cold, and they didn't care one bit. They were laying on the edge. You know, I really wished I could have made a full lap around this pond, but I was, you know, running out of time. So, you know, this was actually a good spot here. I got a few hits. Some of them I've actually edited out of the video, but there's a good point here, and you know, I pull a little one out. You know, he's a future giant. He's no monster yet, but he'll get there. But you know, it's a fun fight, beautiful morning. You know, I couldn't think of a better way to start the day out. You know, on a Friday before work. It's tight lining a little fish. So, you know, a little fish is better than no fish. But one thing I was doing with the spinnerbait is I would actually do a semi-fast retrieve, and then I would slow it down for 2 or 3 cranks, and then I would speed it up, slow it down, speed it up, and that's when I would get my hits. So that's something that you really need to try. You know, a lot of people say just go slow, but you know, that increase of speed makes it sort of look like that, you know, maybe it's fleeing from something or possibly injured, and just that little bit of flash coming off your blade, that will trigger strikes a lot of times. So, you know, try it out. Don't be afraid of shallow water, and just, man, let it rip, crank it, let it rip. So good luck to all you guys if you go out and, you know, try and catch some bass in the winter. I'm going to be hitting up some trout streams here in Virginia, trying to pull some natives and some brooks, some browns, and some rainbows out. But I'm not going to give up on my bass. I'm going to hit them all winter long, and you know, hopefully we'll get some tight lines. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be getting back to you on the next one. Peace.